you, my darling. Mwah. All right, I'm going to see you up on your feet before we get started here, ladies. It's lunchtime. Up you get. Have a little stretch, shall we? Stretch, stretch, stretch. Go over to the left. Ooh. Over to the right. Ooh. All the way back. Ooh. All the way forward. Ooh. Now lean forward, put your thumbs out like this and have a little wiggle. All right. Have a seat. Let's get started here. How are you guys doing? Great. Look, I have been waiting for an opportunity to say this from stage maybe all my life. You guys have seen the movie Slumdog Millionaire, right? Yeah. Who wants to be a millionaire? Come on, who really wants to be a millionaire? Raise your hand up high if you do. Who already is? Where are my millionaires in the room? Where are you, ladies? Woohoo! Give someone a high five. Say, you are a millionaire. Okay, next question. Who would like to slave their guts out for the next 40 years to get there? Anyone? No takers? Who's doing that already? A few people? Okay. Listen, what I would like to share with you ladies over the course of the next hour and a half is how I went from stressed out doctor to living the lifestyle that I absolutely love, and how every single woman in this room can go from frantic to freedom. Who's feeling a little frantic at the moment? Is anyone feeling frantic right now as you sit here? It's like, I have to get back from lunch, oh my gosh. Yeah, some of us are. So that's what I want to be sharing with you. Is that all right? Does that sound good? Yeah? Okay. So let's get started here. Let's get started. One thing you need to know about me is, if you haven't noticed already, I am a little involving in my presentation. I will be looking for you to call things out and raise your hand and turn to people next to you. There's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, it helps you to remember what I teach. If I get you to repeat it back and so on. Because I don't want you just to have this as another hour and a half, another chunk of information that you heard once that you never did anything with. I'd rather you walk out of here having had some change now. Is that all right? Yeah. Who would like to have some change right now while you're here in the room? Raise your hand up high and say me. Me. Who would not? Okay, good. We're in the right place. So now the other thing you need to know is, right now, your little pancreases are doing what all good pancreases should be doing right now, right? You've gone out to lunch, you've eaten a whole bunch of stuff, and your pancreases are secreting insulin out into your bloodstream. So in about 20 minutes from now, your blood sugar level is going to do what? No, it's already high. It's going to go, whoo, because all the insulin's there. And in 20 minutes from now, you are going to think, I'm really boring. And it's not me. It's your blood sugar level, right? We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I am really boring. Gee, I hope not. Listen, here's the deal. I am going to work my tail off for the next hour and a half to make sure that you don't think I'm really boring in 20 minutes. But what I need is for you to remain engaged throughout the course of the entire presentation. Because when you do, you'll get that change you came here to get. So can you do that for me? Can you remain engaged throughout the whole presentation? Can you do that? Yes, that lady there. Can you do it? Excellent. Turn to the person next to you, say, I've got my eye on you. All right. Keep an eye on your buddy here. Keep an eye on your buddy. Before we get started, oh, by the way, I'm going to go really fast because I want to give you as much content as I can. Is that okay? And can we save all questions for the end? All right, turn to someone next to you. Look them in the eye. Look them in the eye. Say, it's time to pay attention. All right, let's get going. So I started my working life as a medical doctor. Do I have any other doctors, nurses, or medical professionals in the room? Hello, colleagues. Oh, no one understands us. But I was working in a little country hospital in the north of Tasmania, in Launceston. Does anyone know Launceston in Tasmania? A few people. You know where I was. I was at the LGH. And I'd been a doctor for 10 weeks at this stage. So I was a baby doctor. And I was on the oncology ward, the cancer ward. Now, on that ward, we had 34 patients, which is a lot for a cancer ward, 4 of whom were acute leukemics, which means that you have to be monitoring them every hour. And there were only 3 doctors managing all of those patients. One of them resigned, leaving 2, which meant that as a doctor of only 10 weeks old, I was managing this oncology ward virtually myself, and it was quite frankly terrifying. I was absolutely frantic, all over the place, working from 7 until 10 at night. I would work 12 days on, 2 days off. It was a nightmare. Has anyone ever worked that hard before? Raise your hand if you've ever done that before, ladies. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. Who never has? Oh, nice. You guys should come up here and do the presentation. One day, this lovely woman came in, and she was an Irish woman, a real pixie-like Irish. Where are my Irish women? There's got to be some Irish women. Oh, I love you guys. The Irish, they're just like little pixies, you know, they're cheeky little things. And she came into the ward. And she and I just were like fast friends, you know. Have you ever met someone and you just clicked like that? You ever had that? You look at them, you go, oh, I love you. We're going to be the best friends in the whole wide world. She and I did, and for 10 days, we just had a ball together. She had 2 little girls, 8 and 6, and a big bear of a husband who obviously just loved her to death. And it became rather clear over the course of her time in the ward that she wasn't going to recover. She had end-stage breast cancer. However, she and her consultant, the main doctor who was looking after her, were also good friends. So I think he didn't want to see the reality of the situation. You know what I mean? When your emotions are a bit close. And so she took a turn for the worse before anyone had a chance to tell her husband what was going on. One day we came into the ward, and she had taken a very severe turn for the worse, and in fact she never regained consciousness. Now, not only was that a huge blow, of course, for her family, for her husband and these 2 little girls, but for myself, it was, you're not supposed to feel as a doctor, right? And it was just so heart-wrenching for me. She held on for 48 hours until her family flew out from Ireland to be with her. And then when her sister and her sister's husband, her husband and her 2 little girls were all in the room with her for an hour, then she passed away. That's the miracle of human life, isn't it? The beginning and the end of life. It's just, it does not obey the laws of science. It's incredible. And as I went home that night, I had a look at why was I feeling so much. I'd only known this woman for 10 days. How could she have made such an impact in my life in that period of time? And as I went home, I asked myself a question. I said to myself, Jo, if that was you, if you only had 6 months, 3 months, 10 days, would you be doing what you're doing right now? Would you be doing what you're doing right now? And for me at that time, the answer was a resounding no. Because I was very good at what I did. The nurses loved me, but it didn't light me up inside. Do you know what I mean? I was just going through the motions. Has anyone ever gone through the motions before? Anyone ever done that? Yeah, you ladies know what I'm talking about, right? Or you might have daughters or friends or siblings that are doing it. So I said to myself that night, I said, Jo, you've got to follow your heart. All my life, I'd wanted to be an actress. I always thought, I want to be an actress. So that night, I made a decision. I was going to run away to drama school. You can imagine how that went down with 2 pharmacists for parents and a nurse as a grandmother. But I did. I went away to drama school the next year, and I ended up at a drama school called the Actors Centre, which is where Nicole Kidman, Hugh Jackman, you know those guys, right? They went there. It was fantastic. And I had a ball there. I was performing, acting, emoting. It was wonderful. You know, I was living my passion, following my heart. And then one day I woke up and realized I'm not making a difference anymore. When I was a doctor, I was making a huge difference for people. Huge. But it didn't light me up. And now here I was doing something that lit me up, and it wasn't making a difference. And I had a conflict on my hands. And many of us have had conflicts like this before, haven't we? Right? Do what you love or make money. Right? Do what you don't love, make a lot of money. Do what you love but lose your lifestyle. Now that's a tough one, because I've been there too. After drama school, I went along, whilst I was at drama school, I went along to my very first personal development seminar. And as I'm sitting there, I was about three rows back on the right-hand side, right where you're sitting there. And I'm looking up at stage, at the guy up on stage, and I looked at him and I thought, oh, that's what I want to do. Because here was someone who was not only making a huge difference, but was obviously having a hell of a lot of fun at the same time. Do you guys know? Ever seen a speaker who seems to do that? Yeah, absolutely. I thought, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. And about 30 seconds later, the conversation started. Oh, you could never do that. You'll never be that inspiring. You'll never make $1 million. I don't want to hear from you. You're just a kid. What are you talking about? It's the fruit salad, right? Anyone else got those voices in their head? Seriously, am I the... Who else has got those voices in their head? Come on. Have you got them? We've all got them, right? I call that the fruit salad. Do you know the good news? I've still got them. If only you knew what I was thinking inside my head before I stood up here just now. Turns out you do not have to be perfect in here before you become a millionaire. Who is relieved? Say me. Right? You need never go to another personal development seminar. Say yes. That's an in-joke. But this is the thing, right? This is the thing. When I looked up there, I thought, that's what I want to do. And there was a flicker of recognition, and then the voices started. But I started the journey anyway. And before long, I was running a coaching practice, because that's what every good person who's done personal development should do, is go out and become a coach and fix everyone else, not themselves. And my business was going pretty bad until I realized that being a good coach is not enough. You also need to learn marketing. So I went out and studied marketing. I spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars learning marketing, and that money has made me millions and millions and millions of dollars since. At that time, I was then approached by Christopher Howard. Does anyone know Chris? Anyone relate to Chris? Yeah, great. Chris asked me to become his head trainer for about 3 years. So if some of you are sitting there going, I know this lady, that's where you know me from. So I trained up his trainers, helped him grow his company to the level that they're at today, and they're doing great things all around the world. Then I met someone very, very special, which meant that I was away from the one person I love more than anyone else in the world for up to 3 months at a time whilst I was doing that, traveling all over the world, having a ball, but not getting to see someone that I really, really loved. So I made a decision again, because I was doing what I loved, but I didn't have the lifestyle that I loved. And I made another decision to follow my heart, and it took me home to Greg, where I did nothing for 9 months, and it was glorious. And I was so grateful to be in a financial position to be able to do nothing for 9 months. Who would like to do absolutely nothing for 9 months? Who reckons that sounds pretty nice? It was great, but you know what happens after 9 months of doing nothing? Oh my God, you get bored. I was so bored. And it was about that time I started listening to my students, you see, because I had loads of students, and they all said to me, Joe, can you teach me to do what you did? How do you make money from stage? Because I wasn't just, I was a good speaker, but I was also making a lot of money. I made over $1.25 million in sales in my first 12 months from stage. Good? Anyone else like to do that? Yeah, turn to someone next to you and say, that's pretty good. And I don't say it to brag, but to let you know when you find your flow, when you find what you're good at, money comes easy. You've got to take care of it because it goes easy too, but it comes easy when you find your flow. And so there I was, I'm thinking, well, maybe I should do this thing. So we started a business called Shift Speaker Training at that time. And Shift Speaker Training is all about showing speakers how to make money. Because there's a lot of inspiring speakers right here in this room right now who are not making the money that you deserve. Right? There are a lot of great speakers who don't necessarily make enough money. But where are my speakers in the room? Let me see here. How many of you are speakers or would like to be speakers? You've been watching the ladies up here this weekend thinking, God, I'd like to do that. Raise your hand up high so I can see how many of you have been thinking about this. Okay, cool. I'm not talking about speaking today. I'm not talking about speaking today because speaking is my vehicle. I want to talk about something much wider than that. But that's what we did for a while, and that business has really allowed us to create an incredible lifestyle. In fact, the sorts of results that we've been getting from this, it's terrible to read up here. This is the results from one product that we have inside of that business, which makes money for us month in, month out, even if I never stand on stage again. Imagine being a speaker who doesn't have to speak to make money. Who likes the sound of that? Yeah, it's kind of like, whoa, really? Now, this is one of those months. It was $7,889 per month for one product. We have about a dozen, and I don't even have to do anything for that. It's an elegant business model. Please write down those words because I'm going to be coming back to them quite a lot. Elegant business model. Now, when I actually do get out of bed and get up on stage and do some speaking, we have a month like this. And what you can't see there, this figure here is $256,071. $256,071. That is in, when was that? That was in September, no, May this year. May this year. That's when I actually do something. Who likes the sound of that? Yeah, and guess what? All I have to do, come on, who likes the sound of that? Who's like, no, I scorn $256,000. Give me $1 million or I'm not even interested. Here's the thing though, guys, the money's great, but what's even better than that is the lifestyle I lead, because we have an elegant business model. This is my partner, Greg, my sister, Kath, and her husband, AJ. We're in Hallstatt, Christmas last year in Austria. Now, you guys have to pretend you're Australian for a second. Austria's a long way to go for Christmas. We had a ball. It's the most, who's been to Hallstatt? Oh, it's beautiful. It's the most national, it's a national trust, what's it called? Worldwide heritage town. Amazing. This is Kath cooking the hugest turkey in the world on Christmas Day. You'll recognize this lady. She was just up on stage. That's Jenny Amato. Jenny, you didn't think I was going to be using this in the presentation, did you? But this is all of us. This is me, Greg, Jenny, and her husband, Paul, on the log ride at Dreamworld in Australia. You guys remember that? Anyone ever been to one of those theme parks and there's a log ride? And that's why I'm drenched, right? Here's the thing. We all made money while we were on the log ride. That's cool. This is me working in Bali. I'm making money, although it doesn't look like it. This is Greg and I visiting Holland, the windmills there. We're making money. It doesn't look like it, does it? This is the sunset from Thailand, from the beautiful resort we stayed in when we were there, sipping cocktails, making money while we were there. Who's liking the sound of this? Yes. This is me in the Santa Monica Pier in the background. That was just recently. I'm making money doing nothing. And this is Greg and I standing on the volcano in Hawaii. Now, I show this not to impress you. Oh, that's me also in Paris just recently. Paris is no big deal, right? It's just across the tunnel. Sipping a glass of rosé, having finished my book, which I'm very excited about, which is called The Lifestyle Shift: From Frantic to Freedom in 5 Easy Steps. Celebrating there. But the good news about all of that is you don't have to be a millionaire to make $1 million, to live a millionaire lifestyle. You do not have to be a millionaire to live a millionaire lifestyle. I was living a millionaire lifestyle before I became a millionaire. Do you guys get that? You can, now, travel might not be your thing. Travel is my thing. But would you like to be in a situation where you can travel if you want to, or stay home more if you want to? Who would like that? Raise your hand up and say, me. Sorry, who? Me. Okay, thank you. Who would like to be in a position to spend more time with their family if they choose to, or less time with their family if they choose to? Say me. Okay, great. Thank you. That's what it's all about, ladies. And as I think about it, I saw this quote recently. I thought this is perfect for this seminar. Nobody objects to a woman being a good writer or sculptor or geneticist if at the same time she manages to be a good wife, good mother, good looking, good tempered, well groomed, and unaggressive. So let us look at the ladies' way to lifestyle and wealth, shall we? Let's have a look. I want to share with you 4 crucial ingredients that you need to shift from frantic to freedom. Because I know, even though you won't admit it, some of you are very frantic right now, but in about 20 minutes from now, you'll be able to acknowledge that. I know some of you are sitting there going, I know I'm frantic. All right, I just had 3 cups of coffee. But here's what they are. Number 1 is connection. Write these down, and then we're going to go into them in a bit more detail in a moment. Number 1 is connection. You need to reconnect to your source. Without that, you are no good to anyone. Number 2, you need to have clarity about the lifestyle that you're creating. You see, most people go, what am I going to do? I want to do something that I love. And they go out and do the thing that they love and forget about their lifestyle. People choose their career. Some people don't even think about that, right? Some people just do whatever they decided to do when they're at school without any further thought. But we need to get clear about this. The third component that you absolutely need is your community. You need to have a community of people around you supporting you to create your lifestyle the way you want it. Barracking for you, being cheerleaders for you. We're going to talk about that. And finally, contribution. So these are the things that we're going to be sharing today. Now, before we do, we need to have a look at why people do not already have the lifestyle of their dreams. Let's just check in the room here. Who has the current lifestyle of their dreams? Every moment of every day is exactly how you want it. Raise your hand up if you have the lifestyle of your dreams right now. There'll be a few of you. Come on, let's see. Oh, wow, there's not even very many. I have one definite and two maybe up downs up there. Who knows that there's some shifts and changes they need to make to start living the lifestyle of their dreams right now? Raise your hand if you know you have to make some change. Raise your hand if you don't want to have to make any change, but you like it anyway. Okay, just checking out who my lazy people are, right? That book, The 4-Hour Workweek, is a brilliant book. Yes, who's read that? If you have not read that book, The 4-Hour Workweek, get it and read it. It's a great book. What it doesn't say in that book is it takes 40 hours a week to create a 4-hour work week, right? But that's why you've got to do something that you love. But why don't people achieve their goals? Why don't people achieve their goals? Why don't you think people achieve their goals? Distraction? Fear? Laziness? You want to know why I reckon most people, not everyone, but why most people don't achieve their goals? Because they're someone else's goals. The person who set the goal is not you. You think it's you, but it's not. What do I mean? Well, to explain this, I'm going to have to share a little story with you. I don't know where it began for you, but for me, it began when I was around 5 or 6 years old. Anyone ever been 5 or 6 years old before? Anyone not? Just checking. So when you're about 5 or 6 years old, you start going to school, right? And when you're at school, you come home with good results. I remember I was a pretty good student. I had a good memory. Came home with a lot of A's and things. And I'd go show my mum and dad, you know, my report card. I got an A. And they'd be like, oh, darling, that's wonderful. And they'd come and they'd give me a big hug. And I'd get little treats. And it was so great. And I knew they loved me so much. And then I'd come home one time with a B. And Dad said, oh, it's okay. Better luck next time. That's still really good. But it wasn't, oh, do you see what I mean? It wasn't that it was bad, but it wasn't glowing. Now, some people, you come home and you get a B and it's like, wah! I never had that, but I learnt pretty fast. When I came home with the first, I got more love than when I came home with the second, or what I perceived as love as a 6 or 7-year-old child. So I learnt pretty fast that love and achievement go together. Now, I don't know what it was for you. Maybe it was love and being good. Love and pleasing people. Maybe it was rebelling gets me attention and that'll do. But you made some decisions when you were tiny about what love was for you that still influence you today. Who relates to what I'm talking about right now? Yeah? Raise your hand up high if you do so I can see, because this is so I can see if we're on the right track. So the thing is, I made a decision. Love and achievement, same thing. And when you make a decision, it's not like it just impacts you in that moment. When you make a decision like that, it impacts you as you move forward year after year after year. It's like you're seeing things differently. It's like when you're on the ski slopes. Who goes skiing? Where are my skiers? Got some skiers in the room? Okay, cool. So when you're going skiing, you put the yellow goggles on, right? And when you first put them on, the snow looks what? Yellow. Looks what? Yellow. Yes, everyone who's not a skier can answer this too. Snow is usually white. If you're wearing yellow goggles, what color is the snow? Yellow. By the end of the day, what color is the snow? White, right? Because you're used to it. So when you make a decision, it's like, actually, has someone got a pair of glasses that I can borrow? Someone got a pair of glasses? Could you bring them up to me? Because this could get a little hectic here. Thank you, my darling. Thank you, Essie. So this is like my decision. Love and achievement are the same thing. And I make that decision and whoa, now I can see the world for what it really is. You guys get it? And I'm seeing the world and experiencing the world differently through this set of lenses. Now, it looks kind of weird for a while, but after a while, I settle down and it kind of makes sense to me. And off I go through life. And then I get through life and I get my first job. And I'm pretty employable because love and achievement are the same thing. So I'm a bit of a performer, right? I get a good job. So I'm working in a bakery. And they employ another girl to come work in the bakery. And they ask me to train her up. And so I'm training up the other girl in the bakery and I'm showing her the sausage rolls have to go here, party pies have to go here, pasties have to go here. And she's doing it and she gets it wrong. So I think, oh, she's just a beginner. It's all right. I'll help her out. Show her again the next day. She gets it wrong again. And I think, well, maybe she's just not as intelligent as me, you know, because I'm pretty gifted. So I show her again. She still gets it wrong. Then I realize what's wrong. I make another decision. If you want something done right, Did you guys make that decision too? Can I borrow another pair of glasses, please? Thank you. You're going to have to, I'm not going to get too close. Okay, let's see. So I'm making another decision. Whoa. Okay. So now I've made another decision. You see, if you want something done right, you've got to. Sorry, you've got to do it yourself. Now I've got life figured out, right? I'm a teenager. I'm going through life. Everything's fine. And then I get on to university or what have you, or further studies or studying for exams. I don't know if you've ever done anything like this, but I was at home one day having a break, cooking a Thai green chicken curry. And I'm stir-frying the stuff, and my boyfriend's there. And I said, listen, I realise we're out of coconut milk, but the chicken's already on. So could you run down to the, the grocery store and get some coconut milk? And he's like, yeah, of course, anything to please. I love men. They just want to provide. They're wonderful. So he's off, and I say, oh, but before you go, I need the 440ml can of I Am brand. It's in a blue can, low-fat coconut milk, not cream. Now, he's glozed over at coconut milk, right? You can get a milk from a coconut, but okay, baby, whatever you want. So he's down to the supermarket. 40 minutes later, the chicken is dry as a chip. I'm wondering where he is, right? He comes back, gives me with a big smile on his face. 220ml can, some brand I've never heard of, full fat coconut cream. Now either he's an idiot, or more likely, all men are stupid. And we make another decision, right? Has anyone else ever made a decision like that? I can't actually tell if you've got your hands up or not, so. Can I have another pair of glasses? And you're going to have to, come right up to me here. Thank you, my darling. So all men are stupid. Oh, my Lord. Okay, so here we are now. All men are stupid. And we're going through life. And love equals achievement, so I'm doing really well, got a good job, we're in the corporate world, we're doing our thing. And all the lads there, have you ever noticed this about men when you're working? You go out for a dinner with office staff, whatever, they're downing pints at a rate of knots till 2 in the morning. They're in there at 7 in the morning, ready to go again. Where do they get the energy? But you've got to keep up, because you want to keep up with everything, because, love and achievement are the same things. If you want something done right, you've got to do it yourself. Men are stupid, so damn it, I'll do everything. Right? And you're performing. You look at these guys, how can they do that? And you look around you and all the men seem to be getting promoted before you, and then you realize that the problem with the world is that it is a man's world in business. It really is a man's world. Someone got a big old pair of sunglasses that I can borrow. Can you bring them up? Can someone bring me some sunnies? Because I'm scared if I move, I will fall off the stage. Is there anyone? Is anyone coming? I seriously cannot see a thing. Here, there's movement. The sunglasses. Oh, here we go. Sunglasses. Oh, bless you. Thank you. Oh, they're prescription. Oh, no, that'll throw me out. I'll take these ones. All right, there we go. And it's a man's world in business. There are some ladies here going, it sounds funny, but I can't see a thing. Now I have life figured out, you see. And this is around the time that we decide to go into business for ourselves. Because it's a man's world and they're all stupid, so if you can't beat them, you're going to go out and do it by yourself. But by this stage, you need a little assistance because you're moving so goddamn quickly. So you get yourself one of these little puppies so that you can move through life a little quicker to get all the work done, because there's just so much work to do. And if you want something done right, you've got to do it yourself. But you're still the guys that are down drinking pints or whatever. You think, hang on, that's where all the networking's happening. So you can't just detract from it. You still have to be a part of it. So you realize if you can't beat them, it's a man's world in business, ladies. I've put them on back to front, haven't I? And a superwoman is born! All right, you guys get the idea, right? Now, ladies, I've got to let you in on a little secret. This is the person setting your goals. I am going going to be a millionaire and I'm going to be a millionaire by next week. Get out of my way. Shut up, kids. I'm going to be a millionaire. Oh, my nose is very slippery. This is the person running your business. Does anyone recognize her? Did the person next to you have their hand up? I can't see. Who can relate to this? Do raise your hand up high if you can relate. Turn to someone next to you, say, I relate. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I got to get these glasses up. Is it true that it is a man's world in business? Yes. No way. Can I let you in on a little secret? Where's the edge of that stage? Little secret. We ladies have a gift that men do not have. It's the ability to parallel process. It means we can hold the big picture and the detail at the same times. Men are linear thinkers, right? Hunt the woolly mammoth, hunt the woolly mammoth, hunt the woolly mammoth. They are brilliant when it comes to getting a result. When it comes to holding a vision, we're so much better. That's why we have such a gift when it comes to business. Do you agree? Yes. Great. Who is this one? Who's Sonny's? You can come and recollect. Thank you, my darling. I hope I have not done them too much injury. So is it true that it's a man's world in business? No, absolutely not. Thank you very much. Now, I think, which ones are next? These ones here, perhaps? Yes. Is it true? Is it true that all men are stupid? Oh, watch it. There's some of them in the room. I know they're out there. In my family, I come from a long line of matriarchs who actually did believe that men were genetically not as gifted as us in the intellectual department, but it turns out that that is incorrect. When I studied the female brain and the male brain and found the difference, it's in thinking style, right? It's thinking style. We are the hunter-gatherers. We've got to, you go back to cave woman, we've got to organize keep the fire going over here, we're cooking the dinner, we're looking after the kids, making sure everyone's okay, making sure that there's no wolf coming no tigers coming into the cave, right? The men are out there, hunt the woolly mammoth. You guys get it? Yeah, they just think differently. They think very differently. Who belongs to these ones? Thank you very much. Is it true that if you want something done right, you've got to do it yourself? Oh, I heard some yeses. I bet there are things that you are currently doing in your business or your life right now that there are people much better suited than you to be doing. Would you agree? Yes. Right? Absolutely. Absolutely. So that is absolutely not true. Thank you very much. In fact, if you want to become a millionaire, you better get over that one quick. Is it true that love and achievement, is it true that love and achievement or love and pleasing or love and any of those things are the same? No, absolutely not. And when you let go of all of this stuff, Massey, thank you very much. Thank you. When you let go of all of that stuff, it's like you see the world anew. And you look down and realize how ridiculous you look. You ever done that where you've made some change and you realize that you have been behaving like an idiot? Anyone ever done that? Yes, turn to someone next to you, say, I know you have, sister. Here's the thing, ladies, here's the thing. I'm going to draw you a graph here. This is a graph of my income over the course of my working life. Bakery, now. It goes up. Here is a graph of my activity over time. Ooh, it goes the other way. What is the difference? If one is going up and the other is going down, there must be something that relates the two together, right? What would that be? My mind, education. For me, it was education. This is a graph of how much money I've spent on education over the years. A lot to start with, less now. Because by the time you become very wealthy, you hang out with other very wealthy people who just give you the information for free. But between myself and my partner Greg, we spent $160,000 on our education, which today's exchange rate is £80,000. Oh, by the way, is it okay if I interchange between Aussie dollars and pounds? Is that all right? It's basically 2 to 1. And just in case you're wondering, I live in Balham. I live in London, right? We've moved over here, so I am over here. But this is the thing, it's education. And actually, can someone up the back bring me my wallet? Tam, can you run me my wallet down here? See, there's one little tool that you all have right now, which is an absolute gift if you want to be a millionaire. And who wants to be a millionaire? Who wants to say, screw that, I'm going to be a billionaire? All right, you've got a little tool which is going to help you do that. And it's this thing. It is either a great friend, thank you, or a great foe. Where is she? Here she is. I love this little one. It's my MasterCard. Greatest friend or biggest foe? Jill talked about this last night, right? Who was here when Jill talked about this last night? Right? It's all about what you do with it. If it was not for this, I would be broke. How does that work? Where are my action takers in the room? You learn something, you go implement. Raise your hand up high if that is you. You learn something and you do so. Oh, keep it up so I can see. You guys, whoa, we just turned the lights out. How very illuminating. You guys, this is your greatest friend. Because every time you invest in yourself, you're going to what? Going to do what? Take action. And you're going to make more money. For those of you who does not, who learns things and you sit on it for a long time. For you guys, this is a problem. Now the thing is, this is what's got me here. I was broke when I started on this journey, but this is what got me on the journey. Does that make sense? Yeah, so everyone, whip out your credit card. Get it out in front of you. Don't worry, you're not going to buy anything. It's just an exercise. Relax. Whip it out. We're going to play with this for a second. Mine used to be pink. They changed it. Has everyone got it? This is going to be breakthrough for you guys. If your girlfriend next to you hasn't got a credit card out, who does not have a credit card? Oh, that's a problem. That's a problem. It's the difference between investment and spending, right? If you're using this to buy lots of shoes, problem. If you're using this to invest in yourself, and Warren Buffett, who is the richest man in the world from investment alone, says if you have $10,000, 5,000 pounds to invest, you should invest it where? Where would he say? His company, Berkshire Hathaway? He said, and I quote him on this, he says if you have $10,000 to invest, you should invest it in yourself. So everybody got their credit card in front of them. Look at this little girl. Look at her. And I want you with an open heart to say, I love you. Thank you for the gifts you're going to bring me. And give her a big kiss. Mwah. And get lippy on it if you can. Because now every time you look at that lipstick smear on there, you will remember that this is to be used for investment purposes only. Can you do that? All right, give it another kiss if you need to smear some lippy on. And put her away. It's about education, ladies. It's about absolute education. So that's how we create little superwoman, right? And when we get to this point, as a superwoman, we fall into something that I call the capability trap. If you want something done right, you've got to do it yourself. Just because you can do something does not mean you should. She, Superwoman, falls into this frantic way of living all the time because there's always things to be done and I can do it, so I'll just do it. But just because you are so damn capable, ladies, does not mean you should be doing everything all the time. Does that make sense? Yeah? But here's the thing. Frantic looks different for everyone. Every woman in this room is frantic in a different way. Some of you are busy. Busy, bzzz, and not getting results. Yeah? Many of you run your own business and you do a lot of checking of emails. Where are my busy ladies who are very busy, but you do not have the level of financial result that you want? Please be honest. Raise your hand up high if that's you. Okay, so that's how you're doing frantic, right? Tearing around after the kids, after everything. And the wonderful thing about running your own business from home is you can do everything else except for make money. Yeah? emails and kids and washing and gosh, doesn't the laundry become so interesting when you're working from home? Some of you are doing frantic as fear disguised as optimism, and I love this one, right? It looks a little bit like this. Someone says to you, how are you doing? And you say, fine, yeah, things are great. I love what I do. So you're getting results? Oh, I'm in lag time. It's coming. It's just around the corner. And inside, you can just feel the cogs turning because they're terrified. The person is terrified. There's actually something fundamentally wrong with them. And even though all these speakers have been telling them over the years that it's okay, you will get there, you just have to keep doing what you're doing, they're terrified that there's something fundamentally wrong with them that means that they're never going to get there. But they have to be optimistic because everyone's told them to think positively. Anyone doing that one? Yeah, great. You know how I know it? I've been there. I was a doctor, for heaven's sakes. I should have known better. And I'd done $19,000 worth of personal development, all on that little credit card, because someone told me it was an investment in myself. And I was still broke. But I wasn't allowed to be afraid, because I had to keep thinking positively. But quite frankly, I was terrified, absolutely terrified, that I was not going to be able to get out of this mess that I'd put myself in. Anyone ever had that situation? Yeah, thanks for your honesty, ladies. I want to acknowledge it. I've been there. And by the way, I don't like to say, I was broken on the bones of my ass, because I heard that story so many times as I went through lots of seminars that I thought you had to be broken on the bones of your ass before you could actually make $1 million. Has anyone else ever thought that? Yeah. So I don't like to go too much into that thing because I'm sure that your wake-up call can be whenever you want it. For me, my wake-up call was really with that Irish woman back on that ward that day. Right? For Stephanie, we heard her speak so beautifully yesterday of her wake-up call was when she was diagnosed with that, the tumor, a brain tumor. Wake-up call, there's so much more to live. For some of you, you've had a wake-up call like that. Who's had a wake-up call like that already? Thank you for your honesty, ladies. It doesn't have to be as scary as that. This could be your wake-up call. The crazy woman in the red underwear could be your wake-up call. Choice, brain tumor, red underwear. Which one? Turn to someone next to you, say, I choose the undies. Do you guys say undies over here? Or these pants? Are these pants or are these pants? Black's pants? They're trousers. These are pants. Okay, I always get that mixed up. The other one is results but no relationships. There's some of you out there who are doing so well in your business right now, but you cannot keep a relationship together to save yourself. Anyone willing to own up to that one? Okay, great, thank you. I've done that one as well. The reason I know about these various versions of frantic is I've done them all. Who recognizes at least one of them in themselves? Say yes. Raise your hand up high and say yes. Turn to someone next to you and say, I have. Turn to the person on the other side and say, I bet you have too, my darling. So here's the thing. First thing we need to do, this crazy person is currently setting your goals. So before you can even have a look in at creating the financial freedom that you want, before you can even have a look in at living the lifestyle of your dreams, you must reconnect with your source. You must. It's time to reconnect right now to what your soul really, really wants. Not this person, but this person. If you're not connected, you can only ever create results with willpower. And that's exhausting. It's the difference between testosterone and adrenaline. Now, what do I mean by that? Here's the thing. As I said, went out and I did a whole lot of study about the differences between men and women because I was fascinated by those guys, right? How come we're so different? I remember there was a time I went to my naturopath when I was flying around the world for 3 years, teaching in the UK, in Australia, in the US, making millions of dollars, having an absolute ball, loving what I did, right? But I was so busy. I went to my naturopath and I sat her down and I said, all of the men in the company can do it. They don't suffer. Why am I suffering? There has to be some lotion or potion you can give me that means I can continue like this. Any naturopaths in the room who would have just thrown me out the door? Yeah, but this is the thing, right? The hormone that moderates getting a result, that allows you to be sustainable attention over time on a task, is testosterone. Now, we have a little bit, but men have 13 times more testosterone than us. When we run out of testosterone to get the result, what do we use? Adrenaline. Our little adrenal glands start going, okay, you've got to keep going. So, and we start running on adrenaline, which is our fight or flight hormone, right? It's our fight or flight hormone. And that's another reason you dress like this, right? Fight or flight. Because we run on pure adrenaline. But it doesn't get us anywhere. In fact, what it does is it exhausts us. I can't tell you the number of women I've talked to who've been to natural therapists who tell them they have adrenal burnout. Anyone ever heard that before? Yeah. So what we need to do is reconnect to our source. Whether you call that your higher self, God, the universe, I don't mind what you call it, but we ladies, we've got ADSL download connection to that one, right? The guys have to do all these rituals to get there. It's just there for us. We can turn it on in a heartbeat, but we forget. We get too busy doing this. Do you guys understand? So we've got to reconnect to our real reason why. We need to relinquish Superwoman and regain that connection. So what I want to do right now is take you through a little process that can help you leave this thing behind. Is that all right? Women all around the globe have pinned underwear above their fireplace to remember leaving her behind. And I want to take you through a process which could change your life right here, right now. I'm not just going to talk about it, we're actually going to do it. So is it okay if we do a process right now that could change your life? Who would like to do that? Say yes. Yes. Okay, anyone not? Okay, great, let's do it. Here's the thing. I'm going to ask you to give up this. I'm going to ask you to give up the craziness. I'm going to ask you to give up frantic. But if I'm going to ask you to give something up, I know you're going to need to replace it with something. True? Yeah? Any smokers who gave up smoking, you needed to replace it with something to be able to maintain it. Because in the absence of something, in a vacuum, what's just as likely to happen? What's just as likely to happen? Yeah, you'll fall back, right? You'll fall back. What are you going to do? Sorry, ladies. Okay, so that must be that 20-minute mark. Everybody raise your right index finger high in the air. Right index finger high in the air. Take it to your neighbor, poke her in the ribs and say, come on, wake up, lady. So if we don't replace her with something, you're going to fall back. What are you going to do? Fall back into your old habits. So let's get over that. So we need to get clear, first of all, on what's the cost of this thing. The cost of a thing is the amount of what I call life, which is required to be exchanged for it immediately or in the long term. So this little lady here, she's not really a lady. You know, this is the thing, right? Some of us, we stop at being Superwoman, but some of us take it a step further. Some of us actually become Superman. And if you really want to piss off a man, be a better man. Ladies having challenges with their relationships, look out for Superman. Am I right, lads? If a woman's going to be a better man than you, what role do you have, right? So here's the thing, here's the cost. Immediately, it does cost you your relationships because you become masculinized in your habits. It costs you your finances because busy lady does not make money. Right? Frantic lady does not make money. Frantic man can because it's like result, 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 result. Frantic lady makes mess. I think that's a Chinese saying. Confucius said, busy lady make mess. In the long term, it can cost you your health. Adrenal burnout leads to all sorts of health problems. And importantly, your spiritual well-being. You don't get to wake up every day and love who you are and what you're doing and the gift that you're giving. And that has a cost. Who can relate? I've never been through pain more painful than the spiritual pain of not having a life on purpose. More painful than anything I've ever experienced. So we need to replace her with someone called the Queen. The Queen. And I'm not talking about the Queen of England, although she is a good example. It's the archetypical Queen, right? And the Queen, let's use the Queen of England as an example so you understand this just quickly. Queen of England, what does she want for everyone in the Commonwealth? Peace, harmony, housing, good jobs, tennis, tax. Why? What's the vision she holds? Peace, harmony, housing. You know, she wants good things for everyone, true? Yeah. Think what you like about. Okay, let's go back to the archetype. You guys don't like your queen or what? The archetype of the queen wants, can we imagine that a queen might want all of her subjects and all of her people to live in harmony with a roof over their head? Can we imagine that? Yeah, of course, right? Does she go and build the houses? No, she holds the vision of housing and peace for everybody. And then all of these great people step up and say, I can take care of that for you. I love that movie, The Young Victoria. Have you seen it? Yeah, you should check it out. It's awesome, right? Because she's it's the industrial age and she's trying to figure out, she's so young. And then Albert comes to her and says, here's this thing, this new housing technique that they're using. And that's what men are like for women with a vision. Men show up and lay their lives down at your feet when you are the queen. Who would like their man to lay their lives down at their feet? Ooh, yeah. Turn to someone next to you, say, bring it on. So here's what you have to ask yourself. First, you have to ask yourself, what is your realm? If you're going to become a queen, what's your realm? What is your realm? And it might be your family, your children, your extended family, the people you work with, your community. It might be the globe, it might be the whole universe. It depends how big you're thinking, right? But you have your own realm, and you are the queen of that realm. And if you're the queen of that realm, what do you wish for everyone in your realm? The Queen of England might wish peace, prosperity. What do you wish? For me, it's passion. If every single woman in this world was living in this room and this world, were living their passion, if you could go out every day and make a mozza, make a squillion pounds from what you loved, and you lived with passionate people around you, and everyone was just there to be your cheerleader and barrack you on and go down to the pub with you and have a glass of champers and celebrate or whatever it is, then I would love to hang out with all of those people. That's how you know what it is you wish for everyone in your world. Passionate women, come on board. Do you know what I mean? I love passion. What I wish for you is passion. If I can ignite that spark of passion with you, I've done my job. And I'm unattached to whether you ever do anything else with me, if all I've done is that. And for you, you'll have something like that. It might be peace. If everyone you hang out with is peaceful and centered and is connected or whatever it might be, you'll have your word too. Maybe it's fun, playful, all of those sorts of things. Peace. These are my, maybe it's friendship, connection. This is my friend Layla, lives in New York. Passion, like CJ. This is a gentleman who once awarded me with this thing. He was up till 4 a.m. making this award for me. My brother-in-law, AJ, and his best man, maybe it's just fun, sheer joy, crazy, off-the-cuff fun like these guys. Perhaps it's love. This is my sister and her husband, AJ, on their wedding day. What is it for you? What is it you wish for everyone in your realm? And I want you to write it down. To live a creative life, we have to give up our fear of being wrong. So just guess, what is it you wish for everyone in your realm? And ladies, as you get one, just shout it out. Who's got some? Yep. Education, happiness, love, freedom, financial freedom, choice, raise consciousness, security, health. Excellent. Everyone write one down because you're going to need it in a moment. We're going to do an exercise. You guys ready to do an exercise with this? Say yes. Okay, let's have a look here. Here's what you're going to do. We're going to give up Superwoman and we're going to take on this archetype of the Queen, right? So what you're going to do in a moment, you're going to get together with a partner. And you're going to stand in front of your partner and the listener is just going to listen and receive. And you are going to say to them, I give up the habit of being Superwoman, and I am now becoming the Queen of blank. But you don't say blank. You say your word, right? So I would say, I now give up the habit of being Superwoman or Superman. And I'm now becoming the queen of passion. And I just let my friend know that. You guys got it? Now here's the thing with this. This is just an opening. Woo! It could change your life. But it's only going to change your life if it happens in a sacred place. So we have to make this place sacred. But the good thing about us ladies is we can make something sacred really quick, just like that. You ever been out to a restaurant and you go there, it's the same restaurant you go to all the time, and sometimes you go there just because you can't be bothered cooking? Yeah? You guys have got that? You know the restaurant I'm talking about, right? But sometimes you go there and it's a date. And it's really special because you're there with your partner. Same restaurant, same environment, different reason. The date is sacred, the other one's not. You guys got it? Men, this is why you don't understand us. We've got these crazy rules like this, right? But it's the same environment. It's just special because we make it special. We say so. So we're going to make this place really sacred so that this can change our lives forever. Are you guys ready? Are you ready? Yes. Okay, everybody please raise your fingers high in the air like this. It's really important you get the position right. Middle finger to thumb. You ready? We're going to make it sacred. 1, 2, 3, click your fingers. Done. Thank you very much. So you're going to get together with a partner and you're going to say these words. First thing I want you to do is find a partner. Don't start until I tell you. I want you to stand up, find a partner, go with someone you do not know. If you don't have a partner, you're going to raise your hand up, and instead of looking at the ground, you're going to look for the other people with their hands in the air and find your buddy, all right? Everybody please stand. You have 10 seconds to find a partner. Ready, go. If you don't have a partner, look around, find other people with their hands up. Buddy up. If you don't have a partner, look for people with their hands up and buddy up. If you still don't have a partner, come down to the front here and you can find a buddy just here. If you don't have a partner, we have stray people down the front here. There you go, there's one just there. Go grab her. If you can hear what I'm saying, clap once. If you can hear what I'm saying, clap twice. If you can hear what I'm saying, clap 3 times. Great. Shh. If you still don't have a partner, come right up to the front here and you can meet somebody, right? Come up to the front if you still don't have a partner and you can meet somebody. No, no one's still. Oh, yes, do you not have a partner there? No, you have a partner? Why don't you head? Oh, there's one. Here we go. There you go. Look, ta-da. It's a miracle. You'll have to walk. You'll have to walk, Jeans. All right. One of the two of you, raise your hand high. One of the two of you, raise your hand high. Say, you're going first, buddy. Listen up. Listen up. All you're going to say is drop your hands down by your side because that makes it even more special. You're just going to look them in the eye. Your listening person is just going to receive it. You can have a couple of goes if you want. But I want you to make a declaration as though your life depends on it. Because actually, it does. I give up the habit of being Superwoman and I am now becoming the queen of, and share your word. When you're finished with one, switch to the other. I'm going to give you 40 seconds to get both done. It's plenty of time. It takes 5 seconds. Ready? Off you go. If you want to. Oh, wow. Good job, ladies. Good job. That's the first spontaneous round of applause we've ever had. Give your partner a big cuddle and come on back to your seats. Homework. Homework. Shh. Go get a pair of men's red underpants. Put them somewhere prominent. And remember, Funny thing about life, when we refuse anything but the very best, we very often get it. So, what we've done is just create an opening now, right? We've just created an opening. Who's feeling just a little more free just from that declaration? Like the whole world could change from here. Raise your hand up if you think the whole world could change from here. Yeah, great. Yeah. Some of you are thinking, oh yeah, I just said some words. That's the problem. That's your problem. This is where you recreate your lifestyle from. And we need to think about lifestyle first. Because you've just created an opening. It's impossible to get it perfect now, but at least it's an opening to step through. So now we need to design your lifestyle first, and then choose your work or how you're going to make money second. Now you finally just got rid of glasses, you've got rid of Superwoman. This is the woman who should be designing the lifestyle. Not this one, right? You guys understand? Yep. So here's the thing. We need to start with clarity on what do you want your lifestyle to look like? Not what do you want to do for work? Not what vehicle are you going to choose to make your $1 million? Now some of you are sitting there going, crap, I already chose my vehicle this weekend. It's okay. Breathe. I chose my vehicle long before I got this. As it turned out, it was the right vehicle for me. Some of you might have chosen the wrong one, but that's okay. You're not going to know until you go through the process. Does that make sense? Trust yourself until you find out otherwise. Is that all right? Can you do that? Okay. So you've got to ask, what do you want your daily life to consist of? Not what you want to do for a living. What do you want your lifestyle criteria to be? Now, Greg and I sat down and did this together. This is why we're not going to go through it right now, because some of you have got special people at home. Who's got a special man or lady at home that you need to discuss this with? Raise your hand up high. Husbands, partners, spouses. Okay, you guys got to do it with them. How many single ladies have we got in the room then? Holy crap! That was very rude. Brilliant. You've got no one you need to run any business decisions by then, right? So you need to decide your lifestyle criteria. And that's not, I must be a coach to make money. It's not, I want to have kids. They're more general than that. For Greg and I, it was freedom of time, which means we get to choose what we do every minute of every day. We're happy to work a 40-hour week, but we'll choose which 40 hours, thanks very much. Some weeks we want to work a 0-hour week, and we want to be able to do that. Does that make sense? We chose freedom of geography as well, because we love travel. So we wanted to be able to work anywhere in the world, from anywhere. Makes it really easy to select a business when you get clear on this. Does that make sense? Really easy to choose what vehicle you're going to use. It had to be fun, or we got really bored. So that was really important for us. It had to include great people. We wanted to have a great team around us who we were creating with. Does that make sense? It had to provide us with wealth, because and the way we came up with these is we looked at our own talents and abilities and what God has blessed us with. For Greg and I, we're savvy business people because we've educated ourselves. We pick it up pretty quick. Every single one of you in the room here is like that. You wouldn't be on the path at a millionaire's boot camp for women if someone up there or in here, depending on which way you look at it, didn't know what they were on about and sparked whatever interest it was that put you in this seat. Do you understand? So if you want to know what you should be doing, look at what you're good at is a good place to start. And then the other thing is it had to be easy, because we don't like things that are hard. They're our lifestyle criteria. So anytime anyone says, I've got a business proposition for you, Joe, I run it through that. If it doesn't fit, it's off the table. Makes it so much easier to say no. Do you guys appreciate it? So home play, write your own lifestyle criteria, right? The thing is, I probably don't have time to go through all of this, but what you need to understand is Western style personal development does not honor flow. You want to design a lifestyle that puts you in flow. And I taught Western style personal development for 3 years. I certified more people in NLP than you can poke a stick at. And then I realized one day that it becomes very hard to get a result, Because the question you're asking yourself is what goal, what is your goal, and then how are you going to achieve it? Right? You heard that? Set your goal, and then all you got to ask yourself is what? How? How am I going to achieve that? But that does not honor this Eastern philosophy, the Chinese philosophy of how the energies interact. Anyone understand feng shui, that kind of stuff? Yeah, I don't have time to go into it all. But basically, the destructive cycle is not flowing this way around, but where metal cuts down wood, earth stops up water, and so on. Western style personal development does that. So we need to get back into flow, and we need to bring the I Ching and some of these Eastern philosophies into the way that we design our lifestyle. I could go on about that for days, and I do in other places, but we don't have time right now. So once you've decided your lifestyle criteria from a place of flow, from a place of where, please? Turn to the lady next to you, say, you got to be flowing, baby. Superwoman can't do it. Only you can do it. Then you select your vehicle. You choose your lifestyle first, right? And then there's any number of different vehicles that can fulfill on that lifestyle. Any number. And you've heard about many here this weekend. For me, the vehicle I chose to craft my lifestyle, to fulfill these lifestyle criteria, was speaking. Because I'm very good at it. Do you guys think I'm okay? That was the fruit salad talking. I just said I'm very good at it. And then all of a sudden, maybe they don't think you're very good at it. Fruit salad, ladies, fruit salad. Right? I'm good at it. I know how to make money with it. I know how to run an event. I know how to teach people how to make $2 million, £1 million in a single weekend. And I've got clients that do that. Who likes the sound of that? Say yes. So I know how that's done, right? It makes sense. It fulfills those lifestyle criteria. So that's the vehicle I selected. Who in the room thinks that speaking might be a part of the vehicle that they select for themselves? Okay, fantastic. Thank you. But for some of you, it's something else. Jenny was just talking about the internet. Right? It might be internet for you. Tracy spoke about it yesterday as well. For many other ladies here, it's internet. It might be real estate. Jill was talking yesterday about real estate being the vehicle. Traditional business. My sister, Kath, who you've seen pictures of, she bakes. She loves to bake. She loves organic stuff, local groceries and things like that. She bakes a little heart out, runs a lifestyle business from home, baking. She's now learning the difference between value and leverage. So she's learning how to leverage that and be a bit smarter and create an elegant business model around it. But she's following her heart and doing what she loves to make money. You have no idea how many internet marketing packs I bought before I woke up to the fact that I actually don't like being in front of a computer. Do what you enjoy, right? Do what you enjoy. Does this make sense, ladies? So you choose what first, lifestyle or vehicle? Lifestyle. What do you choose second? Vehicle, right? So, what also you need to be thinking upon, and we said this, based on your purpose, right? That's that word we were talking about, and your purpose for being here in the world, your personality, those energies, what it is that makes you up, and your lifestyle criteria, these ones here, that's when you define what you will do to make money. Most of us go out hearing, and we get so inspired by speakers, and that's a good thing. But just because it worked for them may not mean it works for you if you're not the same personality style as them. Does that make sense? Yeah? So if it feels like hard work, what you're doing for a living right now, you're probably doing the wrong thing. It should feel easy. You have no idea how easy it is for me to make money. It's criminal. Someone should lock me up. Who'd like to think like that? Turn to someone next to you and say, lock me up, baby. So, where are we up to here? Okay, cool. So the next thing you're going to need is a community. One of the reasons I never made $1 million in the early days was because I didn't think that $1 million was possible to make. Right? £1 million, $1 million, I didn't think was actually possible, and I had no friends who did it. So community is really important, and you need some different people. You need your peers and network. These are the people who are all at around the same level of business that you are at. They need to be good eggs, right? On up to something. Who's got some friends who are up to something? You love hanging out with those guys. Who's got some friends like that? Great. Now this worries me. Who does not? Raise your hand up high if you do not. Ladies, can you stand up if you do not think you have friends like that? Stand up, please. Stand up right now. Stand up high. Look at these ladies. They need you, ladies. right? On the break, connect with these other ladies, support each other. So you need to have peers and network who are up to something. You also need to have mentors and advisors. If I did not have mentors and advisors along the way, I would still be a stressed out doctor right now. I still am a doctor. You can never quite shake that DR in front of your name. But I'm not stressed out. And you need 2 types of mentors. 2 types. How many? 2. The first type of mentor is a vehicle mentor. You need a mentor who's been down the path of what you want to achieve, done it in a way that you honor and respect and think you could model, and you can follow their recipe, like Jill was saying yesterday. You guys remember that? Yep. So you need a mentor that's going to give you a recipe, and they're going to be there to make sure you follow the recipe correctly. Do you guys understand? Yep. Turn to someone next to you, say, I get it. The second type of mentor you need is a mentor that sees you. Doesn't just see the vehicle. That sees the gift of who you are. The person who sees through to your heart and your soul, knows what you're up for, knows when you're letting yourself off the hook. Can see beyond just vehicles. Do you understand? So you need to have someone like that around you too. They're rare. They are rare. But when you find them, they are a gift. And without them, you can just follow vehicle after vehicle after vehicle after vehicle, and you'll never get the success with the vehicle because you're not connected to source, and oftentimes there's a little bit of this going on. Do you understand? So we need to have both of those types of mentors. You also need to have team members that you love hanging out with and who are not the same as you. Most of you will build a team full of people who are the same as who? Yourself, because you like hanging out with those people. You need people who complement you. Turn to someone next to you, say, you need people who complement you. I think you're writing things down. Everybody please raise your right index finger high in the air. Poke it in the ribs of the lady next to you, say, come on. All right. Last ingredient. Last ingredient. Is this useful information, ladies? Who's learning something? Say me. Yay. Goody, 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 goody. Okay, last thing is contribution. Are you making money to give something, or are you making money to get something? This evaded me for some time. I was trying to make money to get money because I needed money. Who needs money right now? You can be honest, we're among friends. Thank you for your honesty. I had little signs up all around my apartment saying $5,000, $5,000, $5,000. 5 new clients, $5,000. Every time I walked out of the house, I was like a needy machine trying to find $5,000 and 5 new clients. It was horrible. Has anyone ever felt that needy before? Yeah, it's yucky. And then I had a conversation with my mum. And I realized what my blocks were doing to her. And I got contribution. See, many people think that contribution is about giving to a charity. And I recommend you do that because it keeps flow going. Create a vacuum if you want to bring money in, right? So even if you're not emotionally attached to a charity, I think you should start giving. But that's not what contribution means in its emotional sense. When I shifted and decided to get over my money stuff for my mum so she could sleep well at night, everything shifted. Everything shifted. 3 years later, I brought her over to Italy. This is the 2 of us on the Spanish steps. I'd achieved a level of financial success where I was able to take her on her lifestyle dream journey around Italy. Remember, we're coming from Australia. That's a big deal, right? Then my dad got a little jealous, so I thought I'd better help him out too, right? It's a terrible photo of us, but look at our complexions. Very nice. We've just spent a week on a health farm because for him, he was a smoker, addicted to nicotine. And as a kid, my whole life growing up, who ever had smoking parents and you throw their cigarettes out and you flash them down the town, you cry, So I finally could afford to take him to a health farm, and he gave it up for good. Yes! Yes! So excited. And here's the thing, it cost me just as much money to take him for a week on a health farm as it did Mum 2 weeks in Italy. Go figure. Anyway, but that was great. This is a journey we went on just recently. That's Greg, his mum Heather, and my mum Claire. This was just a few weeks back. We flew them both over to England, toured around. I love your country so much. That's why we moved here. It's so beautiful. This is up at Henley-on-Thames. We just had a ball, 2.5 weeks with our mums. Can you imagine your mum and your mother-in-law in the car at the same time? We actually had fun. And then, eventually you run out of giving back to your family, which is why I discovered, well, not why, but as it happened, I discovered Opportunity International. I want you to go check something out for me. It's home plate, opportunity.org.uk. It's a charity that we give to. They're a microfinance organisation. If you don't have somewhere to give, please go check them out. So you've got to contribute, but you also need to accept the contribution of others. We've seen this quote this weekend, but you might see it a little differently right now. The significant problems that we face cannot be solved at the same level of thinking that we were at when we created them. Who has heard that before? Raise your hand up high. Who wasn't listening? Linda said it yesterday, right? Sometimes it's not you that needs to shift your level of thinking. Sometimes it's someone outside of you who sees who you are and makes a suggestion. But you'll be so closed down to it because you're too busy tearing around with your underpants on the outside to even notice. Do you understand? So accept the contributions of others, others that have been there before you, others that see who you are. Turn to someone next to you, say, I am going to accept the contribution of others. Thank you. So bearing all of this in mind, how do you apply it to go out and get a result? Who's up for results? Who likes results? Say, I do. Excellent. Thank you. How do you get a result? Well, you might have heard this before. It's 80% psychology and 20% strategy to get the result. Who's heard that before? Here's the thing. Most people who've heard this think that it's okay, if you get 80% psychology, I'll get 80% of the result. Or if I've got 20% of the strategy, that I'll get 20% of the result. But it doesn't work like that. You need the full 80% psychology and the full 20% strategy to get any result at all. If I believe with all my heart that I can get from London to Sydney in 24 hours, can I get there? Can I? Well, it's possible, isn't it? Absolutely. You just go to Heathrow, you get a ticket, and you fly. It takes 22 hours. If I believe it and I buy a plane ticket, I use the right strategy, can I do it? Yes. Turn to someone next to you, say, yes, she can. Yes, she can. If I believe with all my heart that I can get to Sydney in 24 hours and then I go to Victoria and buy a coach ticket, will I get there? So you depend. Sydney, never, right? You've got to have both. If you have a plane ticket, if someone gives you a plane, Linda told a great story about this yesterday. She's got the plane ticket from Sydney to London. It's possible to do it in 24 hours, but if she doesn't believe she can get through passport control because she's dressed up as a man, right? Who's wondering what I'm talking about because you weren't here for Linda yesterday and you're wishing you were? But if she doesn't believe she can get through, is she ever going to get on that plane? No, so you need the psychology as well. Do you get it? You need both. You need absolutely both. And that's why we need to do our lifestyle design. We need to get our heads in the right place, and we need to choose the right vehicle for who? Me. Yes, turn to the person next to you, say, I'm choosing the right vehicle for me. Thank you. But we ladies do mess it up from time to time. Just from time to time. We disconnect from source. This is all a symptom of disconnecting from source. Would you agree? Yeah, this will stop you from being connected. When you are connected, this cannot exist in the same place, and you will always make the right decisions. Can you imagine for a second having absolute certainty that every decision you make is the right one? Can you imagine lying in bed at night, no matter what's going on, going, I know I'm on path, and it's not just pretend, it's real? Who would like that? You can have a sigh if you like. Drop your shoulders and try that on for a moment. Following passion blind will do it as well. I know many of you women out here are very passionate, and your passion is the one thing right now that's killing you. isn't it? Where are you? Who are those people? You know what I'm talking about. Thank you. Lifestyle first. Think about you, your lifestyle, and then create an elegant business model around your passion. Right? Sometimes we follow masculine business principles, sometimes, all the time. Why do women always follow masculine business principles? Because business is a masculine paradigm. Results are a masculine paradigm. Business is about making a profit. Profit is a result. It's a masculine paradigm. And most of the people teaching business are men. We do business totally differently to men. But there are so few women teaching it. Would you agree? Yeah, but it's so different how we do business. So we need to start finding feminine role models and learning from them, which is why Stephanie and Mark have done such a great job putting this weekend on, right? Let's give these guys a huge hand. They have done a brilliant job. Where are you, Steph? Thank you. Also following the wrong system for your personality, but we've talked about that already, and being too polite. Ladies, you are too polite. And you know what? You ladies over here, you're even more polite than every other lady in the world because you're British. Yeah, I love it. You know, people I saw Tracy yesterday, right? She's telling you the first 10 people to the back get something, but you don't want to move because she's still speaking. Who's done that and then gone, dang, I didn't get it? Raise your hand up if you've done that sometime this weekend. Okay, in a moment, I'm going to tell you about something. You have my full permission to be as rude as heck to me because all of the good stuff's already been spoken about. Is that okay? Yeah? We have to be wild women from time to time. Wild women get what they want, right? Wild women take what they want sometimes. Turn to the lady next to you and say, grrr. So I want to share with you about designing a lifestyle that puts you in flow. This is not a formula for how I did it. Say that. It's not a formula for how I did it. Thank you. Because that would be me teaching you speaker training, right? That's how I did it. This is the lifestyle design part of it. This is for everyone in the room. For who? Everyone. Raise your hand up if it's for you. Okay, great. So, one of my great people who taught me, Julia Cameron, who's read The Artist's Way? Yeah, great book. She says, God is not a lesson plan. Finding the right lifestyle for you is not a lesson plan. It's about a guided encounter with your gifts. Does that make sense? So that's what this is about. It's about giving you the tools you need to craft your own recipe for your ultimate lifestyle and business. And with your permission, I'd like to take some time to give you enough information about this that you're empowered to make a decision about it right now. And I want you to make that decision right now because right now, this is off and you're connected to source. Would you agree? Yeah? I'm unattached to what decision you make about doing business with me in the future or allowing me to be your mentor, but I want you to make the decision right now. Is that okay? So I'm committed to giving you enough information that you make a decision when? Now. When? Now. But I don't care which decision you make. So you can unclench your little buttock muscles and just enjoy the journey. Is that all right? Turn to someone next to you, say, bring it on. Bring it on. Let's have a look at it. What I'd like to invite you to do is join me on the Lifestyle Shift Accelerator. And I call it the Lifestyle Shift Accelerator because I know you're going to make the lifestyle shift eventually, with or without me. Something will happen. You'll lose your job. You'll get a brain tumor. Something like that will cause it. Or this could be your wake-up call when? Now. So who would prefer this to be their wake-up call? Say me. Okay, thank you. It's an 8-week transformational program, and there's a reason it's 8 weeks. I was toying whether this should be a 3-day event or do it over 8 weeks, and then I realized we women, we're parallel processes. We like to be thinking of lots of different things at once. We potter around our house, and that's the way we do things. Do you understand? So I wanted to be able to put something together that allowed us to work together over time. Not just come to one big breakthrough weekend where you let go of everything. Say yes, yes, say yes, yes. I love those guys, right? But it's not the feminine way of changing. Agreed? It's little bits over time. Who'd like to do something the way they naturally, in a feminine state, would do it? Yes. Turn to someone next to you and say, bring it on. Thank you. This is designed to take you from frantic success, because every single one of you in here is successful already, but let's let go of the frantic and instead have success with freedom, with unclenched buttock muscles, relaxed the whole way through life. It's an exclusive invitation that I'm offering you here to a once-only live event. How many times am I running this as a live event? Once. Greg and I run a lifestyle business, right? So we run a live event once, we record it, and then it's available to anyone afterwards. If you would be interested in working with me personally, this is your only chance to do it in this way. Is that clear to you guys? Turn to someone next to you and say, it's the only chance, this one. Thank you. So who's this for? This, where are the people who are currently employed and wanting to start their own business, but maybe from this weekend, you've been inspired, but you might be a little confused, you don't know which foot to put forward. Raise your hand up high if you're a bit confused right now. Okay, so this is for you, because it's going to allow you to get clarity around who you are, what you want, and what vehicle you should choose in the future. You guys got it? It's also for women who are currently doing what they love, but not making enough money from it. Where are those ladies? You're making enough money, you're not doing what you love, but you're not making enough money. By the way, just putting your hand up doesn't mean you have to buy my program. Is that okay? So where are my ladies who are doing what they love, but they're not making enough money from it? Okay, thank you. It's okay, right? It's cool. So it's for you guys, because you need to learn how to take that, reconnect to source, and become attractive and magnetic, and create what I call an elegant business model. You guys understand that one? Yeah? It's also for ladies who are doing really well, getting lots of results, but not necessarily getting results in other areas like relationship, health, and so on. Where are those ladies? Raise your hand up high if you're doing well in your business, but you're not getting other results. Okay, great. So it's for you as well. This is basically for anyone who wants to have a guided encounter with their gifts, reconnect to source, and make a huge difference for people in the world. So turn to someone next to you, look them in the eye, and say, this is for you, sister. When is it? Are you guys having some fun? Yay, good. When is it? It starts in January. New year, new start. Who loves starting the new year off to a great start? Right foot forward. Say yeah. So we're starting in January for 8 weeks together. It's going to be delivered over webinar, right? Because we're going to have women from the UK, from here, from Australia, from the US. We've got people from Spain, from other places in Europe, from Singapore, all coming on together. So you will have a global community of freedom friends. Who likes the sound of that? You can go spend time with them anywhere in the world. So when is it? It starts in January. How are you going to benefit? Let's have a look in detail. So it's a personal encounter with your gifts and the lifestyle that you deserve. In week 1, we're going to re-establish connection. I'm going to give you 2 tools. How many? 2 tools that I've been using for 14 years. Every day I wake up, I know I'm on path. Every day. Now, I only realized that the other day, because sometimes it feels like, everyone around you doesn't get it. Anyone notice that? But I know I'm on path. I just have to become a better communicator to get them on path with me. You understand? So 2 tools so you're reconnected every day. Every day. I'm going to take you through your true purpose process so you reconnect with what God, can I say the word God here without freaking people out? Yeah. What God put you on the planet to do, what your higher self chose from this life, right? We're going to go through your clarity. You are going to craft your own set of lifestyle criteria that will not fall off the wall like this, right? So you'll have your own set. They become your business decision-making criteria. Does that understand? Yeah? Now I can see a couple of ladies starting to get up already. As soon as you know it's for you, please feel free to go to the back of the room. I want to see some wild women here. Everyone go, grrr. So as soon as you know it's fine, go beat the crowds, get sorted, and yes, there will be a gift for the first few to go and all of that stuff. So in week 4, we're going to look at your freedom strategy. Your what? What is it? Turn to the person next to you and say, I want one of them. We're going to go through a minimum of 4 lifestyle business models that you can choose from. So you can select a vehicle that works for you. Now, I'm not the expert in all of them, but I'm getting those business models from my friends so that you can pick one that suits your personality. And I say a minimum of 4 because I'm going to survey all you ladies and find out what you really want. Do you get it? Yeah? So I'll make sure that there's a business model in there that's going to take your business from where it is to the next level so that you can model someone who's been there before you. In week 5, we're going to look at attracting and keeping your freedom team. If you want a lifestyle business, you cannot do it alone. You simply can't. You can be a solopreneur by yourself, but you work your ass off for the rest of your life. You need to have a team around you. We have 14 people that support us in our lifestyle business. And in case you're freaking out thinking I could never afford them, some of the people who've been before you down this path have had people working with them for free for over 12 months. Who likes the sound of that? Who'd like to be able to be so damn inspiring for everyone around them that people work for them for free? Say me. And if you're feeling guilty about it, get over it. Turn to someone next to you, say, get over it. In week 6, we're going to look at your personalized lifestyle plan. So we'll take all of this and make it personal for you. In week 7, we're going to understand the difference between your value and how you leverage it using your own elegant business model. And in week 8, we're going to look at overcoming this capability trap week in, week out, ongoing into the future. Who likes the sound of that? Yeah, raise your hand up high if you do. Say, I do. Turn to the person next to you, say, it actually sounds great. The value of that program is £1,250. They say a change is as good as a holiday. It's cheaper at least, right? It's cheaper at least. So you're also going to want the tools so that you can repeat it at any time. I repeat this process annually. How often? Annually. Every year I reconnect and we repeat the process to stay on path, okay? So we're going to make sure that you get VIP access to all of these resources for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life. And it's okay. I can see some people going, should I get her up? Should I go to the back? Be a wild woman. Just say, excuse me to the person next to you if you want to get going. She won't mind. She might go grrr as you go past, but that's okay. The lifestyle video, so we're going to make the videos of it. We're going to record it and transcribe it because some people like to see, some people like to hear, some people like to do. And you're going to get all of that for £495 worth after the program so you can repeat it every single year. When you register today at the back of the room, you're going to need to get your head right. Because for better or for worse, most of you sitting here in this room currently think like an employee. Because as Mark said at the very beginning yesterday, that's what we've been programmed to think like. Turn to someone next to you, say, it's not your fault, baby. So we need to shift that. I'm going to give you the mindset of the lifestyle entrepreneur. These are 5 videos that I recorded at my closed door session with my $1 Million Masterclass just recently in Bondi Beach in Australia. Now, we got these guys together. By the way, these guys have spent a minimum of £19,000 to be in that room. You don't have to pay that much money. Turn to someone next to you, go, phew. Some of them paid £50,000, right? And it helps you to shift your mindset from employee or self-employed to the lifestyle business owner. We think differently. We're a little nutty. We're a little crazy. But who likes crazy? Say me. So that's valued at £595 when you register today. So we've been through a few things. Let's have a look. You get the 8-week program, access to the tools that you need, and the mindset of the lifestyle entrepreneur. Now, the thing is, I know you guys are here for something, so I want to give you something that has changed my life. Can I give you something that's changed my life? Who thinks men are fascinating? Who'd like to understand them a little bit more? Who'd like to understand yourself as a feminine leader around men a little more? Raise your hand up high. You're going to love this, ladies. Lead from your true feminine with the International Women's Leadership Program. This program I did with a friend of mine, gender expert Pina DeRosa, and it's all about how you can overcome Miss Bossy Boots. She's the one who tears around with this on from time to time, right? Who's ever been Miss Bossy Boots? Raise your hand if you've been Miss Bossy Boots. Turn the person next to you, say, oh yeah, you never have. So we're going to get rid of her and overcome our masculine habits. Those adrenaline exhausting habits that you're doing in your business currently, you're going to wipe them out. What are you going to do? Absolutely. So you'll live with grace and passion. That's $297 for that program. Also, there's some tools you need to understand and communicate better with men. Your Questions of Men Answered is an awesome program we did where we got together a whole panel of men in secret and we asked them all the questions we really wanted to know. Like, why do you love women? What do you love about women? What drives you crazy about women? When we do this, what do you think? Have you ever had questions you wish you'd been able to ask a man and get a straight answer on? We asked them all, and the answers are mind-blowing, right? It's all in there. Also, take the bitch out of the boardroom. How to get results at work without being a bitch. Who likes the sound of that? Yes. Mastering conversations with men is in there as well. So how to communicate to a man. Cave woman to caveman. How to be irresistible. Who wants to be irresistible? Say me. Turn to the lady next to you, say grrr. So let's recap. Who's liking the sound of this package so far? Excellent. When you want to get up, it's fine. You can, right? Don't be polite on me. Wild woman, say grrr. So we've got the Lifestyle Shift Accelerator, access to all of those tools so you can repeat it forever. Mindset of the lifestyle entrepreneur so you can start thinking like we do. The International Women's Leadership Program, all of those tools we talked about. And because we're ladies, we need to have a little support. So we've put together a community for you guys so you're never alone. And you're going to get unlimited, how much? Support from me. From who? Me during this program. I'm only doing this once. Do you see why? Yeah? I'm a pretty busy lady, and I spend a lot of time not doing much as well. And so that's why you want to be involved with this time around. These are our Lifestyle Freedom friends. These are the guys who are part of the program right now. You'll be joining them as well in the Shift Lifestyle Club. I'm going to be there to answer all of your questions, your personal questions inside of the club forum. Plus, you can build amazing relationships with all of the ladies from all over the world who are doing exactly the same thing. The only people allowed in this club are the people who've been through this program before. Does that make sense? So they will have all done this as well. You will have a common language and you'll be able to cheer each other on as you go. So that support's valued at $199. It's much, much more than that, but hey, you've got to put a figure on it, right? You're also going to get some personal mentoring from me. That means you, with your question, can ask me your question about your life on the phone after each session. Now, what that looks like is we 1 hour, I say 1 hour, but I'll stick around for as long as the questions you have, question and answer sessions during the program. You will ask it in the public forum, everyone will kind of listen in, but you get personal feedback. I'm trying to explain this to my husband, he just doesn't understand, how can you help me out? Or I'm thinking about using this vehicle, this is my personality style, is that going to work or should I be doing something else? Do you guys get it? I'll be there for you. I want to be that mentor who sees your gift. I'll be that mentor for you who will not let you make the wrong decisions. And I'll be there, I say an hour, but it'll be as long as it takes after every session. You guys got it? Turn to someone next to you and say, wow, that's really generous. So that's valued at $1,600. How do I justify that? You can ask a few people at the back of the room. I charge £7,000 a day to do personal mentoring with people on speaker training. That's what I do. Because if people are if you looked at the ladies up here and thinking, wow, they're making some money. Yeah, so it's an industry where people can make a lot of money. That's why I charge an awful lot. So that's what my time is worth for you guys there. So today, here's what you're getting. You're getting the Lifestyle Shift Accelerator. Is it okay if we recap? The reason I do this, ladies, is because I want you to have enough information to make an informed decision. Not a sort of decision where you're just like, oh, I've got to do it, but you get it. Is that all right? I want to honor you. I want you to understand, and I want you to appreciate it. Turn to someone next to you and say, cool. So let's have a look at it. The mindset of the lifestyle entrepreneur, so you can think like a lifestyle entrepreneur. The International Women's Leadership Program, so you can lead from your feminine. All of the tools that you need. Unlimited support in the Shift Lifestyle Club. 8 hours of dedicated mentoring from me. The value of this basic program is £4,608. Can you write that down for me, please? £4,608, because I'm about to share something with you. It could get confusing if you don't listen up. So write down 4608. Turn to the person next to you, say, pay attention. Okay, here's the thing. Where are my speakers? Where are my speakers? The people who said that speaking might be in your vehicle. Okay, great. I'm only listening, talking to you right now. Everyone else, close your ears and go, la, 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 la. Don't do that. Speakers, as it happens, a fortnight from today, I am running my Presentation Profits Intensive Speaker Training Bootcamp. If you've been watching the ladies up here this weekend and wanting to know how to do that, that's exactly what I teach you how to do at this boot camp. So only for those of you who are wanting to choose speaking as your vehicle, this package is for you. There's a package which is for everyone. For who? Everyone. which is the basic package. Which one? And if you're a speaker, you want to go for the speaker's super deal. For the what? For which one? Shout it out so I know you got it. Okay, great. Thank you. It's on the 13th to the 15th of November. You're going to build your wealth and profile through speaking. How I went from 0 to 7 figures in 12 months through speaking. Walk in clueless, walk out with a planned presentation ready to go. Now, here's the thing on this, speakers. There's only 13 places left on that boot camp in a fortnight from now. Some of you might not be able to make it. That's too bad. But if you want to get registered, now would be the time to go and get yourself registered if you want to get involved in that. So that's selling now online for £1,297. So come along to that. So speakers, you get everything we've spoken about and the Presentation Profits Intensive Workshop. Is that clear? Do you understand? Yep. So you want to know what sort of a deal I'm going to do for you guys, right? Do you? Or should we just finish now? Turn to someone next to you and say, bring it on! All right, here we go. So the value of the speaker's deal is $5,000, over $5,000. Today, I want you to be able to go from frantic to freedom starting when? Now. When do I want you to make a decision? I'm unattached to what decision you make, but make it now. If you're sitting there and thinking, my heart's telling me yes, my mind's telling me no, who should you listen to? I've made $1 million many times over by listening to my heart. Do you know what it took to go from doctor to actor? I didn't know that this is where I was going to end up, but it was because I listened to this. So please put your hand on your heart and just check in with it, because it gets a little crazy at this time. All right? And now is Wild Woman ready to come out? Is she ready? Say grrr. All right, let's have a look here. Let's go from frantic to freedom. Everything right now. The basic pack is only £997. Turn to someone next to you and go, wow. And the speaker's super deal, everything we talked about plus the workshop, is only £1,697. Now, thank you. Say wow. Now, I know that some of you are sitting there going, but cash flow, cash flow, cash flow. So can I give you a cash flow option? Can I? And if you want to get up, don't worry, just excuse yourself from the person next to you. You can go and get yourself organized. Get started today with a cash flow option. The basic pack is only £366 today, and then 2 more payments of $366. The speaker's super deal, you can get along to that workshop in a fortnight from now for only £622 today, and then 2 more payments of £622. Who's liking the sound of that? Raise your hand up high and say me. Okay, well, why the hell are you sitting there? You are so polite. So here's the thing, ladies. Whether or not you choose to join me is your choice right now. I want you to listen to your heart, and I want you to come chat to me, because I know some of you have got loads of questions. Would that be fair to say? Yep, so I'm going to be at the back to answer any and all of your questions. We have a 15-minute break, which is starting now, and then the next speaker will be up. So you want to get active. You've got 15 minutes to make this decision. Come join me at the back of the room, and let's get free. Are you ready? I'll see you at the back of the room.